Greetings, I'm Rob Chappers.
I'm the captain.
And we're at Andertons in Guildford. And we are about to review for you the epically awesome M5 Stompbox Modeler from line 6. Now, I know a little bit about these because I actually have the M9, which is the slightly larger brother version of the M5. This is basically a reduced in size, but still has all the features pretty much of the M9. It's got 100 plus effects.
Wow.
That's a lot of effects. It's got a little bar here to prevent these buttons from being broken, which I really like. It's made of metal, super solid, hardcore, tank, rugged type thing. It isn't a cheap plastic box.
Cool.
You know, so it's super, super cool. And something that I really like about this is that it's kind of, it's WYSIWYG.
WYSIWYG?
It's WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. And what that means is that whenever you dial up an effect, each of these buttons actually changes a parameter and then it saves whatever you've done to it. If you change effect then, it remembers what you've done.
So that's really clear. So basically on the little LCD display here, as we change through different effects, all 6 parameters are shown so you can immediately see what you've got to, what's available to change.
So there's nothing, so these 6 buttons, I'll give you a close up over the screen right now, the 6 buttons that you see don't have anything written above them, but if you look at the screen you can see what they correspond to. And whatever you change them to, if you then change effects, it recalls it and memorizes it. So it really is as if you've got 100 effects pedals and you're changing each one physically.
But this isn't multi-effects in the sense that the M5 is just designed to do one effect at a time.
Yes.
So obviously you can save 100 different types of effect if you want to, but you can just recall them one at a time.
Yeah.
And I think where I get this is obviously a lot cheaper than M13 and M9. This is £169. And when you actually put that into perspective and think, if I was just to go and buy a decent delay pedal, I'd spend £120, £130.
Yeah, and talking a decent delay, it's got great delay. In fact, I think the strongest features of this pedal are the filters and the delays.
Okay.
They're really, really good.
So give it, what is the basic overview of effect?
The thing is, you've got 5 kinds of effect. You've got delays, modulations, distortions, filters, and verbs. And all you do is you press the model select button here, top left, and it changes colour, cycling through the 5. You like that, don't you? It's nice, it's pretty. The 5 kinds of effects. So basically, for example, green is the delays. Press it again, you get blue for the modulations, yellow for distortion, pink, purple for filters, and orange for verbs. And so it's really, really simplistic. It isn't a confusing thing to use. It's just on the floor, stamp on it, and it goes. There's a tap tempo for the delays. If you hold it, you get a tuner. It's literally on or it's off. It's as simple as that.
Like a regular pedal would be.
Just like a regular effect pedal. So what I did when I got this was I went straight to the filters because they're such fun.
They're the crazy sound.
They are awesome fun. So let's just get a clean tone from the Lee. By the way, lots of people requested Lee play. I like his playing an awful lot too.
It's roll reversal day.
It's roll reversal day.
So Chappers is going to tell you about the gear and I'm going to play the guitar.
Line 6 it up, buddy. So here's your clean tone. We're using a Black Star amplifier. This is a standard American Les Paul.
You'll note we've got no reverb or anything. It's no drive sound, nothing.
Yeah.
The amp is just, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. You're going to be quite surprised. You really are. Especially for the money. It's ridiculous how good this is. So let's just go for my favourite of the filters. We'll go for a voice box. This is one of my favourite filters. So here's a voice box effect. Now I would have put money that you've done that. Now I can change on this various parameters, one of which, for example, is the mix. So if I take the mix down, all the way off, it's pure. Add it in gradually. There's half. And here's all of it. So you can be subtle as you want, or you can be as obvious as you want. Here is a V-tron. Hit it, buddy. Ooh, throbber. Now that's quite an obvious effect, so I'm backing the mix down, giving you half the mix now.
I recognise a lot of these effects are straight off of the Pod HD 500 as well, aren't they? So you're getting a lot of all the stuff that you get in that sort of big £400 unit. You're getting a lot of in here.
Now you know you play the riff too, down out, diddle it down out, or so. I've got a frequency control here. I can speak the frequencies playing through. So here's a really low frequency. Here's a really high frequency. That's great, isn't it? I can change the pitch. All sorts of things you can do. It's such good fun. Such fun.
Let me hear some of the regular kind of just drive sounds.
All right, okay, yeah. Why don't we start with the reverb?
Okay.
You're going to be quite surprised. Now, bear in mind, we're going through the front of the amplifier
Yeah.
for this particular demonstration, so this is going to be a 63 F-type spring. Hit me. That's pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Very good clean.
I guess if you bought this to predominantly use as verbs and delays,
you put it through the effects.
Yeah, effects.
Absolutely.
So
let's do the same. We'll change the reverb. That's just a classic.
has it got a ducking reverb?
Room check. It's got everything. Cool. Ducking. There you go.
Okay.
Ducking.
Ducking is always a great effect for reverb because what it does is it reduces the impact of the reverb whilst I'm playing and then brings it in the gaps between what I'm
so
saying.
funk it up. Good. Here is an octoverb.
What's that? I played a scale there. Did you see
That was good. Cave.
Cave.
Played a cave. I'll find you a really usable one.
I liked particle verb.
Really usable. Here's particle
Yeah,
verb.
this isn't usable. Terribly.
I'll tell you what it is good for though.
Yeah.
Turning it off, and it keeps happening even if you turn it off.
Do you know what? That's a really good point. That is because
Yes.
there's a lot of pedals. In fact, we were doing this when we did the TC pedal. This is one of the problems you've got if you have a true bypass circuit in your pedal. As soon as you switch it off, the effect stops dead, and you can imagine.
Which is unnatural.
Yeah,
I'll
if you
turn it
want-
on again.
And you switch it off, and you see it still
And it
carries
ends.
on.
It still ends.
So then that'll do the same with a delay or a reverb or anything. So it's a good option.
Particle verb is a really good practice tool for adding modes. If you're learning about modes and building chords from harmonizing a major scale, you could do something like, say, you play an A note on the E string. Let it ring.
Okay.
So we're going to make a Lydian chord. So the next thing is you're going to play me a sharpened fourth. So play that sharpened fourth. Hold on. Rather than playing a scale.
Sorry.
We'll do it again.
What am I doing? This.
So what we're going to do is note for note, we're going to build a chord in a chosen
I see.
mode. So we'll start with a root note, just hold an A note.
You just want me to play that, yeah?
Well, we're going to make a Lydian chord, so we're going to go one, where they're going to go sharp fourth,
yeah.
then you're going to do your major third.
What, on this string? On this string?
You can do a major third on the G string, right there.
Okay, so we go.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Ready? So, but one by one, really slow.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with a root. Now a sharpened fourth. Now something else like a major third. There you go. Maybe an octave. That was a fifth octave. Yeah. Lydian chord. That's great, isn't it? And you can sit there and you can build modal chords all day long. You know, have fun with that. You could play a chord, let it ring, and see what notes sound nice over it. So, for example, hit me a major chord. Let it ring. Now play a minor third. So play that note there. Hear how horrible that is. Never do that. This is classic spring reverb, classic play. So here's a spring. I'll make it quite subtle, put a little bit of mix in. I'm going to make it 66 milliseconds, back off the delay, and there you go, that's the classic spring sound. That's a very usable effect. Now we've got plate verb.
Plate's more sparkly.
Yeah. Let's do some delays. Delays are awesome here. This is tube echo.
Oh, that's slapback, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or whatever. I tell you who does that.
Bird, 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 the bird is the bird, the bird, bird, bird.
if you get the slap back actually a bit faster than that, and I'm not even going to remotely attempt to do this, but there's Albert Lee. You ever see him playing some of the crazy licks that he does use a delay pedal to essentially make everything sound like he's kind of playing it twice as fast as he actually does.
If you've never done that before, this just shows how good a guitar player is. That's actually very hard to do. You've got to have a super good sense of rhythm to do that kind of thing. We'll praise the Lee.
Right. What else we got?
I'm gonna get. Well, for example, that one also has a drive. So if I drive it up,
I see. So it's like a tube. Yeah.
Sorry, I was affecting the.
Oh, you can hear that.
There you go. So there's a little bit of drive. I take the drive out. It's just cleaning it now. So that's a nice touch. Here is let's go for something tape echo.
Do you know why tape echo is so hard to digitally reproduce? Because you see,
and wow and everything.
Yeah, you've seen that the old in the sort of 60s the where echo was done on a tape where a head would record and play back the sound as it went round. And what used to happen was each time it looped round, the tape would sort of be slightly more demagnetized. It would sound slightly different before. And as Rob said, you get a bit of flutter where the tape speed isn't necessarily bang on every time. So to try and digitally recreate that is almost like the holy grail of how to do it. So, and Line 6 have got a great reputation for getting those kind of... I don't even know what I'm going to do now.
The chords. Multi-head.
Multi-head's always good.
Yes.
I found that, yeah. I met two Swedish guys once. They gave me multi-head. Oh, I see. So you get that.
You get two heads. Yeah. I'll make it a bit longer. I'll make it a bit longer, a bit more feedback. See, someone's changed the settings, so it wasn't. It is. Analog today, analog delay with modulation.
And this is where just the actual repeats have got the modulation on them.
Anyway, enough delays. Let's go modulations, and everyone, we're going to get distortions at the end because it's such good fun. Here's a tremolo for you.
Need some REM tunes or something, don't you?
It's a very usable effect. Anything you'd ever want.
I was going to say there's just tons.
Let's go for script phase.
There's a whole list of this.
Really nice.
If you want to see every single effect that's on here, just go to the Andertons website, search for M5.
This is the best phaser contained within it. These obviously work fantastic with gain as well. We'll maybe show you some of these with some of the distortion for the amplifier later on, but we're going to go now straight to the distortions because that's all you're going to want to hear. Here is a tube drive. Now I'm going to take some of the top end off because it's a bit toppy. Add a bit more mid in, a bit more bass, and I'm going to back some of the output out just to make it a bit more subtle. So here's without. Here's with. Now, if I want to make that a bit more subtle, I'll back the drive off and leave the output the same as the original clean signal. So here's the clean. Here's the drive.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, he's very usable.
Pick it off.
Yeah.
These come with a touch more top end than I would use, and so I add loads of mid in because I like a lot of mid frequency because we're a guitar player, a bit more bass, and I back off some of the top end treble, and you get a more usable effect, especially if you work the power valves and back off the drive on these effects. So try it now. Loads of treble.
I love that riff, don't I? Bet you wish you'd never played that in front of me. I'd never stop it.
That's just what they call heavy distortion.
I'll tell you what is interesting. It's how quiet the amp is. Bearing in mind
it's
how much
clean.
gain we've got.
It's a clean channel.
I know, but you've got the pedal on.
But I think this is also got to it, a noise gate.
Must have.
It sounds like it's got a noise gate on.
Yeah,
It's got a noise gate on, yeah. So, the last one we'll do is the sub-octave fuzz.
Always love octave effects, me.
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, tons of fun. Basically, you can kind of think of an idea, stick it on there, change parameters, and you're good to go. Simple as that. Let's now just do gain from the amp, which is what I would do, and then use some of the simple modulations and delays from the pedal, and I'll play guitar.
Should we switch it over into the effects loop?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do that then.
So we've now got all of the distortion coming from the amplifier. We're going to be using some filters and some verbs and delays from the awesome M5 from line 6. Check this out. What are we starting with, Captain?
Big delay.
There's the drive signal.
Oh yeah. I must admit, these are super easy to use.
Yeah,
they?
really easy.
They're really intuitive. We haven't bothered to look at the manual because we're men, and we've worked it out really quickly, so that's fine. Right, so...
well, take me to some filters. They're a lot of fun.
Okay.
So press it until you get purple.
It's a mantra of mine.
Press it until you get purple. Oh, God.
Tron it up then, baby.
What was that?
Octisynth.